Hello. How are ya? Wanted to come on and talk about this Mercury Cazimi we have happening today, tomorrow. Because there is a big opportunity for you to really shift and change your perspectives. So you can go back to the new moon that we had Monday night. Think about some themes that came up. I'm sure your brain was full of ideas and inspiration and insight and all the things, because Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. Mercury here in Gemini, a lot of heady energy. And so basically what I love about Gemini and what I love about a Mercury in Gemini is they are super witty and super playful and super fun. And they have all sorts of ideas. They have a lot to say. And sometimes, they just don't shut up. They don't stop talking. I say that as a Gemini moon. But the thing with Gemini is that's just kind of how the brain works. It's like their brain has no off switch, right? And the thing with that is that's great when it's full of ideas and positivity, but when it's not, we can get really stuck on creating thought loops and thought patterns and creating stories and beliefs and just telling these sorts of tales, shall we say, over and over and over again, which then keeps us creating on autopilot and on loop, right? And that's how we don't necessarily ever shift and change our reality if you're still telling the same stories. And so right now, we've gone through this timeline shift, right? Now that Saturn are in Aries, I don't know if you guys can feel how much faster the energy is, and the energy is going to continue to pick up and move. And it just, I love this energy because I'm all air and fire. So I'm thank God, I've just been the earth and the water. I'm like Elmer Fudd. I'm I can't get the words out fast enough. The earth and the water is just too slow for my fucking rapid air and fire, right? I'm rapid fire. That's what Gemini is. It's rapid fire, baby. It's hot off the fucking tongue. It's off the cusp, right? It's ready to just, it's very glib of tongue, right? And, but back to it. Gemini is the Looney Tunes. It really is. No wonder it was my favorite shit as a kid. It's Space Jam, Looney Tunes, that's match made in heaven for me, right? It can be very Looney Tune, which it can be a little loony and crazy and fun, but also a little cuckoo, And so right now you have an opportunity to really shift and change your perspectives and retell and recreate different stories and narratives, because the way that you let go and you create something new, because again, we're on this new timeline, we're in this new identity shift, is you let go of the stories and you attach yourself to a better feeling story, to a better, to possibilities, right? To open-endedness, to anything can happen. And so in order to do that, you really have to be present and grounded in your body and not let your mind get carried away. Because low octave Gemini can really have a racing mind and ruminating thoughts and try to control and figure things out with its mind and want all of the information. They love to collect information because they're if I just know more and I just learn more, then I'll feel safe enough to proceed forward. And it's I promise you don't need any more information. You can collect information on the way, but you need to integrate. And that's what Gemini is missing, right? Because when it gets stuck in the mind, it's disconnected from its heart and it's disconnected from its authentic expression and its play. And, it's Gemini is at its peak when it is full of life, right? It's very joie de vivre. And, but there is a magnetism when it's in this energy, and there's a softening and there's an opening. And there's a levity with Gemini. But when you're too caught up in your thoughts and you're too caught up in your head, you cut your access off to what makes you magnetic. And so that's why I'm so passionate about helping women come back into their bodies, because when you get out of your head and you come into your body, that is where your magnetism is, right? Like feminine energy lives in your body. And I really actually think that laughter in a play and that kind of like childlike enthusiasm is such a beautiful way for us to reconnect to our bodies. I was on TikTok the other day. And by the way, like TikTok is like the superior app. Like I go on TikTok and I laugh 100,000 times more than I ever do when I come on Instagram. But maybe that's just my algorithm. I'm like, Instagram isn't making me laugh these days. It's all about TikTok. So basically, to get back to it, there was this TikTok that this woman posted, and she was like, I made my husband like interpretive dance or like perform basically for me before, like while I was going into labor to like help my contractions. And, he like, I was laughing so hard at this video. And it's like, that is the gift of Gemini, right? Like, it's like, you're about to go into something so deep and so intense, but the importance of cracking open your heart and like laughing a little, like living a fucking little, like makes you so much more positive into what you're about to go into, right? And so it's about like remembering like how important levity is. And I always just like think like, and how important like having fun is and play is, because life is like already like traumatic enough. Like we need to like lighten up and like have more fun, because this is what like the laughter and the energy is like what attracts everything to you. You know what I mean? And I was explaining this too to like someone recently about like Gemini Leo energy, and I was saying how I learned this joke from an ex-boyfriend that I had like in college. He was a Gemini Sun Leo Moon, and I was explaining how I told a joke to one of my guy friends like this past Christmas, like 10 years later, and he was like living for it and he was laughing so hard. And I was like, that is the gem of Gemini. It's like 10 years later, I carried that joke through to make someone else laugh and to make someone else happy like 10 years later, And so it's like that sort of like levity and light that like carries and transfers over and like literally transcends time. And it's like that character energy, right? Gemini is such a fucking character, right? It's a jokester, it's a jester, and it really just like loves to entertain and make people laugh. And so it's like reconnecting to that light side of yourself, because when you do, it is 100 times easier to be optimistic, right? And you're not like caught up in like you're not future tripping, you're not worried about the past, right? You're not projecting things. When you are laughing and when you are having a good time and when you are playing, you're caught up in the moment. And you get to create then from that energy, and then everything else for like the rest of your day gets to come from that lightened energy. That's why I think like for me and my clients too, like I love to make people laugh, and I love to keep my containers, not that they're very, very deep, but like it is so important to be able to like laugh through the chaos sometimes, because you can get actually so much deeper when you can soften and crack open your heart with levity. And that is really the gift of Gemini. And so with this like new shift in identity and with this new shift in timeline, let us all remember how important it is to be lighthearted, because when we're lighthearted, it is so much easier. Like life just becomes so much easier. Like it really does. Like, trust me. When I am stuck in the fucking mud, trust me, I am not being lighthearted. And then I'm like, right, because I'm not being lighthearted, life is harder. And then I go back into playing and creating and having fun. And then everything finds its fucking way to me, right? And so it's about anchoring in the trust and the solidity in your body and in your nervous system, which is where Gemini can get stuck, right? Because it gets stuck in its mind. Because when you're trusting and when you have faith and when you're holding that embodiment of like abundance and security, you're not having a racing mind, right? You are not having ruminating thoughts. You are not grasping at control, right? You're not trying to figure everything out. You become a clear channel, and then you are an intuitive like guide, and you can just take action from your ideas and your inspiration and your insight. And so the energy right now is having us shift into a new version of ourselves, one that is full of light and levity, but also like an opportunity to shift and change our perspective. And so like what would your life look like if your identity was more light? You know what I mean? Like literally like embody the light energy. And because what Cazimi means is in the heart of the sun. So what this means is the spotlight, like the sun is literally spotlighting Mercury. So it's literally spotlighting your mind and your mindset and your mentality. And so it's a beautiful time because Gemini is so dualistic, right? It's the right brain, it's the left brain. It's like, are you more of a left brainer or are you more of a right brainer, right? Confirmation. And the left side of the brain is very analytical, it's very practical, it's like very 3D, whereas the creative side is the inventor, it's the genius, right? And so it's like, what if we just took on this like genius identity and this innovative identity and this like intuitive identity instead of trying to figure everything out with the 3D mind? Because the 3D mind is kind of an asshole sometimes, and it's kind of a dick, and it's not the truth, right? Your heart is the truth. Your heart is the truth. Your mind is helpful when you like need to like make decisions and like drive a fucking car and like, you know, do the day-to-day shit. But it's not where you should be guiding your light from, because your heart is your light. It's your heart is the sun. It's your sun, right? And so it's like, where are you guiding your light and your identity from, right? The sun is about the identity. And so you can really shift and change your perspective right now by taking on new light, right? Your body wants to take on new light. And so in order to shift your identity and anchor in a new mindset, like look at your experiences. Like what experiences do you consistently have? How do you interpret those experiences, and what do you make them mean about you? And then what beliefs are reinforced through these experiences? And what stories do you tell yourself about these experiences? Like, what do you make these experiences mean about you? Because this is how you shift your identity, right? And so if you're having a hard time, let's say like in love, right? What experiences are you having constantly in love, right? How do you interpret these experiences, and what do you make them mean about you? Do you make them mean that you're not lovable, that you're not worthy of having a divine masculine partner, right? And then are those beliefs reinforced? And then it's like, then you go into a date. Maybe you have a date with a new guy, but then you project all of your baggage and your shit from the past onto this new person who doesn't deserve that, right? And so right now it's an opportunity to see yourself differently, right? Do you see your value? Do you see your worth? Do you see how bomb you are? Like, do you see how bomb you are? Do you see how incredible you are? Do you see how playful and witty and fun you are, right? Because there is not one man that sees my Gemini moon that is not fucking obsessed with me, right? Because I'm obsessed with my Gemini moon, right? It is so fun. It is so playful. It is an absolute ham, right? However, the second I don't feel safe in myself and in my body, that playfulness goes out the fucking window, right? And so that's why so much of my work has been coming back to my center, coming back into my body, so that energy can just always radiate and exude from me, because that is when I'm in flow, that is when I am magnetic, that is when I'm attracting everything to me, right? And when you're embodied in abundance, the negativity can't get you. The negative side of your ego and of your mind isn't cock blocking you. It isn't being a dick. It isn't telling negative stories, right? If your mind isn't racing, you get to tap into the play and the fun and the creation side of Gemini. And so right now we have a really powerful opportunity to really break open our identity and shift our beliefs and create new patterns and ones that from that, and beliefs and perceptions and behaviors that are from the light. So if you were to fully embody light, how would life shift and change for you, and how would your life be more positive? Because again, there's such a dualistic side of like the positive and the negative. of Gemini, right? It is the right brain, left brain. It is the twins. It is the dark and it is the light. And so are you consistently choosing energies that are negative, or are you consistently choosing energies that are positive? And can you double down on the positive? And that is what this energy is about, doubling down on your light, doubling down on your new identity. So if you want support with this, definitely jump into the feminine frequency. I am so excited to liberate everyone's play and everyone's feminine and bring everyone back to their body so they can get out of your mind and into your heart and really manifest and create magic and miracles and really just look and feel better as a result. So we start on Monday. DM me if you have any questions. This is everything I've learned throughout my 7-year journey with my body, and really how to ground my body and get out of my mind and really just be able to create from a heart-centered place and bring everything I want in and really just like change my whole identity, my life, my reality as a result. I went live with my friend Jack, who I'm co-hosting with. She's an incredible energy healer. Is going to be facilitating energetic transformations. You can watch that on my Instagram. I also uploaded it to YouTube. If you have any questions about the container itself, you can find the information there, or you can always send me a DM. But we're cracking you back open to your light. We are light bodies, baby. So we are clearing out the emotional and energetic densities that exist in your body that prevent you from naturally being light, because you don't have to actually try to be more feminine, or you don't have to try to be the woman of your dreams. You just have to remove everything that prevents you from naturally being it. And so inside the feminine frequency, that's exactly what we're doing. So once you join us, sending you so much love and enjoy this energy. Bye.